Alright guys, today I'll be reviewing Hersheypark's Christmas Candylane. This is their pretty good Christmas event that they do every year, and it's definitely gotten better over the past few years, especially with the addition of Wildcats Revenge, but it's definitely a flawed event, and I'll get into all that in this review. So to start off, let's talk about the ride lineup, and it's a pretty small ride lineup, but the important thing is that you have a world-class top 10 in the world worthy coaster with Wildcats Revenge. It is definitely the reason you want to come here. You don't really come here for any other reason. I got 12 laps on it this past visit, and it was a very busy day, and I'll get into that later. But it's definitely worth marathoning this thing all day. The other big one is Candymonium. I've personally always thought this was a lower bottom tier B&M Hyper, but I know some people still love it. And at the end of the day, it's a B&M Hyper. It can't be too bad. It's a 7 out of 10 at the least. And I do think it's an 8 out of 10 after my past rides on it. You've also got some supporters such as Wild Mouse, Super Duper Looper, Laugh Track, Jolly Rancher Remix, and Coco Cruiser. Definitely not the greatest supporting cast ever. I definitely like a couple other good supporters, such as Great Bear or Lightning Racer. I especially don't get why Great Bear's not open. I mean, they've got that section open, and it's a B&M invert. Like, it should not be having issues. I mean, maybe it valleys at the end, but that being said, I don't think it would have issues, so get Great Bear open, along with Twizzler's Twisted Gravity when that opens. I think those two in that back part of the park by Kissing Tower would really help out the crowds a lot. And that's the next thing I want to talk about are the crowds, because there are a couple days where all the big ones didn't have too bad of waits, but when I was there and the day after, I could definitely tell that this place was a zoo. And it gets like that a decent amount. And if you know Hersheypark, you know that they're on their way to becoming Cedar Point. However, they don't know how to handle the crowds, which is very unfortunate, because it feels like they're properly staffed, but I don't think the ops exactly know what they're doing, or if they do, they're just not trying their hardest. I will say Wildcats Revenge's crew is the best as usual. They do try their best. But besides them, it seemed like the ops were kind of just taking their sweet time, just walking around checking, not really showing too much urgency, which is a real shame when you've got this bad of lines. And you've got some real low capacity rides such as Super Duper Looper or Laugh Track that definitely need faster ops than they have. I mean, I think it's partially the guests' fault too. I noticed the GP at Hersheypark aren't exactly the best, and this is in the summer or the winter. They definitely sort of don't know what they're doing, and it takes them forever to get in and out of the trains. A lot longer than at most parks, actually. Like, this isn't just, oh, the GP are always dumb. No, they definitely take a bit longer to figure stuff out here, which is really annoying. On average, everything had about an hour-long wait. Sometimes Laugh Track or Candymonium, whatever, would get well over an hour. And, of course, at the start and the end of the day, stuff would die down. But unfortunately, Wildcats Revenge's line did not die down very much throughout the end of the night. It was still a decent wait, like a 20-minute wait, even 20 minutes till close, which was a real shame because I was really worried about getting last ride of the night, but thankfully I did get that last train of the night in the second to back row, which was really good, of course. Something else you should definitely go in knowing is their wind chill policy. It is super annoying. Candymonium was shut down for about half the day because the wind chill was too cold. I mean, that's just stupidity. And it sent a couple test cycles. It was going over fine. It was not going to valley. I mean, I didn't see it in person, but my dad did, and I definitely trust him a lot more than any of the other GP there. So that should not have been closed. If you close a ride for anything short of lightning, I think it's stupidity, because you should let the guests decide if they want to freeze to death or get pelted with pouring rain. I mean, at Dollywood, they had a literal flood, and they still kept Lightning Rod open until pretty much the entire park was submerged underwater, which I definitely appreciate. But anyways, let's talk about what's special about this season, and that is the lights. It is really pretty, especially at nighttime, seeing all the lights. They definitely do a great job setting up the Christmas decorations, and in Super Duper Looper's line, I definitely realized how good they were, because they have them synced to music, and it's like this full-on show, and it's definitely entertaining for sure if you're walking along or waiting in a line where you can see that. The lighting in all the areas and on all the rides is amazing, and it's definitely one of the best times to walk around, especially at night. They do offer some events that you can only find during this season, such as seeing Santa or seeing all the reindeer, which, I mean, it sounds cool, but I personally didn't do any of that because I have way bigger things to worry about. The food for this event is pretty much the same as you'll usually get. They do have hot chocolate, which is pretty good, actually. I did taste it. But for the most part, they got your hot dogs, chicken tenders, fries, all that good stuff for dinner food like usual. Now, I will say, I really don't like the layout of this park during this event, because the area of Pioneer Frontier by Trailblazer is completely blocked off. If you go by Triple Tower, you will realize that's a dead end. And if you're over by Remix, you'll notice that you can't go under Storm Runner. I hate that you have to go all the way around if you want to find something. I think Trailblazer's another easy one to open up. Again, give us Bear, give us Twizzlers Twisted Gravity, and give us this. That would really help out the lines a lot. Now, I will say, despite how crowded it was, I did manage to get 12 on Wildcat's Revenge, and then 1 on Candemonium, Wild Mouse, Laugh Track, Super Duper Looper, and the Hershey Tower. So if you're productive, you can definitely still get a good amount done in a busy day, but I know the average person would not get that much done in that day, not even close. So do I recommend Christmas Candylane? Yeah, I do, but that being said, if you find that Wildcat's Revenge is closed, definitely don't go, because they don't have a lot after that. But let me know what you guys thought of this video down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.